And welcome, everybody, to the 2021 basketball season. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, and an unprecedented year here, Schulze, and we get to see a scrimmage and take care of some business here against an old Colonial Conference rival in Overbrook.
Yeah, the team that's been doing really well. Team that's really been doing well over the last couple of years. John Rosser, a guy who worked here as an aide and now doing a good job over there as a history teacher and head basketball coach for the last 3 years, and has really, established a good culture in that program of winning and playing the game the right way.
And you'll notice a different look here at Sterling on our Channel 19 broadcast. We are now 1080p, so we're high def in 2021. It's a sign of good things to come here, hopefully, in this year.
Yeah, Mr. K put a lot of work into that. I know over the last couple months he's really been working hard, and it's going to be a great thing.
Nice finish there by Damian Rawls for the game's first bucket, just 35 seconds into the game.
Yeah, Rawls just had a good sense of knowing where to go on that drive to the basket, keeping his head up at all times, and he showed a little burst of quickness and gone to the hole.
Open three, nothing but net for Sterling, and their first points of the game. And I believe that's Tummings on the three.
Yeah, Andrew Tummings, he's a kid who, if he gets that outside shot going, he can combine that with a good quick first step to the basket and really be dangerous offensively.
Overbrook head coach John Rosser, class of 2009 back here at Sterling. So he likes to come back year to year, and long three, good by Damian Rawls. He has all 5 Overbrook points.
Yeah, that was from way out. Boy, so first he shows the ability to drive to the hole, and then he's able to hit from way out. NBA distance 3.
Tummings over Zingaro, and of course a new look for Sterling on the bench as well. Zingaro, nice drive to the hoop, leaves it short. Justin Barringer takes over as head coach, replacing Harold Little, and Coach Barringer coached the Woodbury Thundering Herd to a Final Four appearance a number of years ago and had some real success over at Woodbury.
Yeah, won the South Jersey Championship in Group 1, was the coach of the year, and just an outstanding coach, and he's really excited to be here.
Nice pass. It's swatted away by Overbrook, and now they're on the move. 1-on-4 defense coming back for Sterling. Doesn't get it to fall easy there for the cleanup is Jalen Hornsby for his first bucket. It's 7-3.
Yeah, you see Overbrook real aggressive on the boards there, following things right up.
Zingaro, another drive. Tries to scoop it in, and he does. Circus shot by Jimmy Zingaro and brings Sterling within 2.
Yeah, went through everybody right there and really showed good body control, especially at the end of that drive and ultimately getting the basket.
Golden on the drive.
Good help defense there by Sterling.
I believe this is the only scrimmage for both of these teams as Ermel swats it away, and here comes Arnett the other way. Antoine Arnett looking for his first bucket. He took a couple of the European step, I believe they call it, and nothing.
Got away for it.
But we actually have a special guest right now. We're going to get to. And Johnny Hallwood, Johnny Wiggles from home chiming in and broadcasting. Johnny Wiggles still got the Christmas tree up.
Yeah,
Happy New Year, John.
Yeah, so I'm still that should be away by next week. So.
John, after this game, you've got to get that down.
Yeah.
You got to take it down.
Yeah, it's January 20th. I know.
I'll use my telestrator for the first time.
Yeah.
Everything comes down, John.
Yep, that comes down.
Start with the star. Don't hurt yourself. Get a ladder to get up there. Make sure your dad holds the ladder when you get up there.
Yeah, you got it. Safety first, John. Safety first. But John Hall would come to us via Skype, one of our new little toys this year, as well as the telestrator.
And that's it. John was perfect to lead in to allow us to use the telestrator for the first time.
And that's going to be your toy.
That's my toy.
That's what Santa brought you for
I'm
for
nervous.
Christmas. So all tied up at 7. Tummings, Arnett, and Zingaro have scored for Sterling, and it's Rawls and Hornsby for the Rams. 3 on the way by Golden. Short Rebound to Mike Ermel. This is actually a really big game for both of these squads. Might be the first time that they get to see another team until their regular season opener on the 26th.
And two solid teams, Rob. You know, you're talking about teams that have had success, and Sterling right around the 500 mark last year.
And it's going to be a jump ball. So good defense coming back by Andrew Tummings to force a jump ball.
But, Rob, getting back to that, Sterling played some pretty good competition when you're talking about the Haddonfields of the world. And Overbrook played some of the smaller schools. And they had, one kid, I don't remember the name, but was a 1,400-point scorer and really had a lot of success over there.
Zingaro almost loses the handle, finds Javon Johnson. Johnson trapped, finds Arnett. And I tell you what, even from a broadcasting standpoint, it's weird to hear not Coach Little and you hear Coach Behringer this time around. And that's, it's a really excited for Coach Behringer. I know talking to him, he's really, really excited to get this season going, even though it is going to be kind of a condensed Colonial Conference only schedule with a home and
And being in the building for, as long as all these kids have been here, he's already established a chemistry relationship with these kids over the last few years, even when he wasn't the head coach.
Long three by Ermel, and a beautiful drive coast to coast by Damian Rawls, who has 7.
And that's one thing Coach Behringer's going to get on him about. That's one thing that you can't allow to happen defensively, just to go right by 3 or 4 guys. And Justin Behringer's a guy who definitely can coach defense, but obviously, Rob, in this situation, they've only had like 3 practices, so he's just kind of getting his feet wet with these kids. But defensively, you're going to see this team improve a lot as the year gets going.
Devin Johnson with the 3 for Overbrook. Zingaro turns it over. He's tried that over-the-head pass a couple times. And then back-to-back threes. Rawls again follows Johnson's lead, and Damian Rawls has 8.
Yeah, and that's why Rawls is so dangerous. You see him a couple times drive to the hole, but he mixes that up with a good outside shot. So he's somebody where if you're guarding him, you also need that help defense as a backup.
Tummings tries to answer. And rebound finds the hands of Rawls. Rawls all the way, leaves it short. Rebound to Arnett. Zingaro, 1-on-2. Now takes it 1-on-3, somehow finds Ermel. Back to Javon Johnson. Beautiful pass from Mike Ermel to Javon Johnson for his first bucket.
Yeah, and Javon Johnson is your low post presence that you need. He really came on last year, especially towards the end of the year, with getting confident on the offensive end down in the low post, and they're definitely going to need that.
Check that, my math is wrong. Damian Rawls now has 10 points.
But, Rob, we were talking about the help defense, and one thing they did on that last drive of Rawls and negated it was you saw the help defense come over and get to him and force him into an ill-advised shot. And that's part of this team improving within a scrimmage within a couple minutes.
Girls will have their scrimmage tomorrow. We'll have that live for you here on Channel 19. So just about 75 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter, and hit the top of the stanchion. Sterling trailing by 6. They're going to make some substitutions. Sean Kozaneski going to check into the game.
And the other thing, obviously,
among 2 others.
The big guy here from Sterling's point of view is Anton Fields coming on here. And you can see when he gets the ball, if he takes a drive to the hole, there's a help defender, and then an additional help defender coming at him. That's because of reputation he's built up. Maybe this time last year in a scrimmage, he takes a drive to the hole. You may have a help defender,
right, or
you might not have anybody else. But, you have the career that he's had. Word gets around, and people are going to defend you a little differently. And he's the type of kid that I think fights hard and is up to fighting through things. And, Rob, the other thing is he's good at distributing the ball. So if everybody comes his way, he'll find somebody.
Antoine Arnett just few points shy of 1,000, so he should get his 1,000 points this year and become a part of the 1,000-point club. And join Noah Sire, who was the last one back in 2009, finished with 1,001. So and he had an injury-riddled season his senior year as well. So, and he was so close, but.
Good job of Fields defending on Rawls right there, staying low, not allowing him to drive to his left side.
Under 45 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Glad you joined us here on this scrimmage for everybody. It's a scrimmage for the tech crew here today, scrimmage for both of these squads obviously with our new equipment. I want to give it, again, a huge shout out to Mr. K and the rest of his crew, Andrew Kane, Chris Burdash, and the rest of his crew for working, and Paul Mays, our tech guru here at Sterling High School, working tirelessly probably since December, getting all this stuff in here. Unbelievable job that they've done, and big shout out to our administration too for making this happen. Shot by Hornsby, rims in and out, no good. Rebound into the hands of Johnson. Johnson, no good, and it's going to stay. No, they're going to say it's going to be Sterling basketball with 16.7 remaining on the clock.
Great job of Anton Fields. You see right here, having good position. Got right there, got position, and forced the low post player of Overbrook to kind of go up but go away from the basket. Again, another defending led to another ill-advised shot.
Double team coming now, and they're going to get a blocking foul. And that's going to go against Devon Johnson, his first. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. Rams lead at 15-9. We'll get off to a quick break. Come back with second quarter action right here on Channel 19.
Where were you? You were supposed to meet me at my locker.
I had to get my books.
Let's go.
Where are we going?
Don't worry about it.
Welcome back to second quarter action. They're going to reset the score here as they do in the scrimmages. So don't think it was a scoreless defensive battle here by any stretch of imagination. Overbrook won that first quarter 15-9. An impressive first quarter by Damian Rawls from Overbrook.
Yeah, not only Rawls, but they have three returning starters there from Overbrook, and really did a good job speeding it up when the game needed to be sped up, finding the open man down low, driving to the basket, but then slowing it down and showing the ability to hit from the outside. But again, I'm impressed with how Rawls was able to drive to the hole.
So Johnny Wiggles, I want to get your thoughts on that quarter from your comfy couch in from the North Pole.
Well, Jules, you are right. Overbrook has been speeding up the game, and I think Sterling wasn't ready for that. And with this, what Sterling's got to do is that they're playing on a softer tempo, and they're going to have to get used to this Overbrook fast pace, with Overbrook being fast paced. So they got to find a way to counteract that.
Another thing is you got to get used to, Kevin, is a new coaching style. A lot of these kids have been under the tutelage of head coach Harold Little for so many years, and now you have Coach Behringer coming in and preaching probably something completely different to these kids, and it's going to take a little while for them to gel.
New plays, new terminology.
New voice.
Yep.
Almost a walk there, not called, but a nice drive, and the bucket by David Hayward.
And a good job of how, with Sterling, with the way they're defending, they collapse down, and Overbrook does a great job seeing that and is just able to find the open man.
Kozaneski open from the wing. No good. Rebound to Dixon. So once, as I mentioned earlier, the girls will get their first scrimmage. As you see pick off there by Javon Johnson. Get their first scrimmage tomorrow. I believe that's their only scrimmage as well with this condensed schedule. Shot well off the mark. Rebound to Overbrook, and they're on the move again. Here comes Hornsby. Hornsby leaves it short, and a foul.
And a good job defending by Cummings. If I'm Hornsby, I got to go in a little bit harder there. I'm going to go all the way, drive stronger. And he just kind of pulled away from the defender, really allowed the defender to take over right there. But again, a good job by Cummings. He did what he had to do.
Foul was on Dixon. That's his first.
And I believe that was Cummings' second time blocking another shot.
Cummings doing a great job. Speedy. Going to help run that offense. Another three. That's the fourth three of the game for Overbrook. So they're not shy from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they run a play, get Sterling caught up, and get the open man out there.
Devin Johnson's second three of the night. Kozaneski tries to answer, leaves it long. Rebound to Hornsby. Another three on the way. Not different result, but not another opportunity here. Down underneath the basket for Devon Johnson. Cleans up the mess and gets his third bucket of the night. This is his first from the two-point variety.
Yeah, good. Devon Johnson's not the biggest guy down there, but does a good job using his body to give himself some room and is able to finish.
I don't think Javon Johnson was looking for that pass. It was a real nice pass, but I think he was not expecting it as Hornsby lays it in.
Well, we said Hornsby in the previous play had to get a little more aggressive there. Had that nice little move laterally at the end of the drive and caught the defender flat-footed.
Sterling still looking for their first bucket of this second quarter, and they're going to get Devon Johnson with the foul, I believe. Sterling going to bring back in Arnett, Zingaro, and Ermel. Zingaro going to come in for Jaden Johnson, and they're going to call this a shooting foul. We got some fresh new graphics here. You can take a look at Jaden Johnson. 65% free throw shooter from the line. Can't get the first to drop. The fresh graphics jinx, perhaps. Now that the new graphic is in, now I'm sure he'll hit the second. Or not. So empty trip to the free throw line. Another three on the way from Johnson. No good. Rebound. Arnett skying into the air to grab that one.
Well, that's what Arnett gives you. He can defend out on the perimeter and go down the low post.
Johnson for three. Everybody not shy to shoot the three-pointer here tonight. Rawls on the drive. In and out. No good. Rebound down low. Triple teamed and a foul. And I think they're going to get Antoine Arnett on the foul. And they do.
Yeah, boy, Rawls can really move down the floor. Had great body control, did everything but finish on that.
Yep. That's Antoine's second foul, as well as second team foul. First trip to the free throw line tonight for the Rams. Devin Johnson is pulling off his best Damian Rawls impersonation here in this second quarter. 10 points in the first quarter for Rawls, and Devin Johnson here already with 6.
Yeah, Johnson, he says, doing a good job for a smaller guy when he gets the ball down a low post. And he's a guy who's going to get a lot of opportunities at the free throw line just with the way he uses his body, and he has that knack for drawing the foul.
Three-referee system here today. And again, Sterling will play an all-Colonial Conference schedule this year. So they'll get each one of the Colonial teams, both home and away, starting on January 26th, going through pretty much the entire month of February. And from a broadcasting standpoint, we'll have games for you basically every Tuesday and Thursday evening, starting at 5:30 for the entire month of February.
Yep, got the boys and girls going, and it's going to be a lot in a fairly short period of time.
And we're gonna see a lot of different teams probably able you don't usually see in the get to playoffs. But
I don't think they're doing playoffs this year at all. It's not even a thing. I've heard rumors of a tournament perhaps, but you never know how the season's going to go here.
There you see that replay where Anton Fields really got up. And that's one of those situations where if you see him under the basket, get the ball up high because there's a good chance he's going to win a jump for a ball against just about anybody.
Transition basketball here after the turnover, and a strong move to the basket by the Rams. And Sterling still looking for their first bucket of this half, or the quarter rather, and that's Jalen Hornsby on the strong move to the basket.
Well, that's what he didn't do in his first drive to the basket. The last couple ones looked really good, looked confident, and really went hard with the body. Didn't pull back, didn't go away, and it resulted in him being able to finish.
Sterling with the timeout here as we take another look at the transition basket by Hornsby. We'll get off to a quick break. 9-0 here in the second quarter. We're back right after this. Arnett tries to drive to the basket, and a strong take by Arnett to break the 12-0 run to start the quarter. And Arnett has his second basket of the game. He has 4.
And that was right through. He helped defense collapsing down on him, as I was saying before. But great body control, showing a lot of strength and going in there and finishing.
Good rebound down low. Kenny Waniko with his first basket of the night, and a strong presence there down low.
Yeah, whether it's Waniko or Johnson, right now, down low offensively, they're dominating the boards for Overbrook.
3 is short by Tummings. Goes out of play. Will be Ram basketball. 3:16 remaining here. And Sterling getting severely outplayed here in this second quarter. Most of it in transition.
Yeah, well, I think if you look at both teams, Overbrook is a little cleaner in transition. They're making the good passes where Sterling right now, and I think Sterling's had less practices, they're just a little bit out of control in transition. But that comes with playing with each other, with coach finding the right mix.
Baseline drive, Waniko has it stripped away by Ermel. Good defensive play by Mike Ermel. And here comes Sterling the other way with under 3 to play. Devon Johnson, a 3 is long, and it's going to stay Sterling basketball.
Yeah, you see Johnson here had the wide open 3. Boy, they left him out in the open. And that's what, if you're not hitting from the outside, they're going to let you shoot out there. And that's where Overbrook's just going to collapse back, cover down low, and win the rebounding battle.
Mike Ermel, his first basket in this scrimmage.
Yeah, Mike Ermel's a kid who really had a good impact last year coming as a sophomore off the bench. Always seemed to have an impact in the game, and you look at him right here, coming off a good pass and then just putting it right up. That's a nice play there by Mike Ermel.
Real good athlete,
yep.
Mike Ermel. I believe a soccer player in the fall. Basketball, obviously, here in the winter. Also plays deck hockey for GTHA.
Yep, does a lot of tournaments.
And in the spring, is he lacrosse or is he with you guys in baseball?
Mr. K would know that one.
Does lacrosse.
Johnny Wiggles saying lacrosse. We're going to go with Johnny Wiggles from the North Pole because, you know.
Way up there.
Don't worry, John. We won't let you, we'll forget about you broadcasting from the North Pole by tomorrow's game. Don't worry.
Well, he can't have the Christmas tree up. And there's another three. Boy, Strong's really got to get out there and guard and then just be ready for a baseline drive with the help defense coming over because Overbrook right now is really showing the ability to hit from the outside.
5 threes on the afternoon for Overbrook in just about 10 minutes worth of work. 14 minutes worth of work. Ermel in some trouble. Javon Johnson. Ermel cutting to the basket, double teamed, kicks it back out, and Antoine Arnett will reset everything. Wise move by the senior.
Good move by Ermel there, knowing he didn't have anything. He had 2 defenders in front of him, started back out, and they rewarded with a 3-pointer from Antoine Arnett.
Arnett has 7 points. 90 seconds remaining here in the half, or at least the second quarter. Strong bucket down low by Jaden Greer.
Yeah, good no-look pass. Nobody expected that. I don't think Greer expected that one. He was kind of caught off guard, but was able to get the handle on the ball and finish.
Zingaro in trouble in the corner. Backs it out to Ermel, and now Arnett. Arnett fakes the shot, has it stripped away from behind. It's going to stay Sterling basketball. Nice job by Jalen Hornsby to get his hand in there on Arnett.
And that's a good, quick first step. You see it right here from Antoine Arnett, and that's one area where I see, just from a short period of time, seeing him play tonight, that he's improved on from last year. Was good, but he's even better at that first step.
Under a minute to play. Sterling with a nice little burst here in the last few minutes. Good look down low as Juanico again off the bench has a real quick 7 points.
Yeah, with this Overbrook team, you need to defend the drive to the basket. You need to help defense, but you also have to defend away from the ball, and Sterling didn't do that.
Sterling throws it away. Ermel trying to...
You see right here, Rob, they're coming over. Look, you think he's going to the basket and has that no-look pass over there, and they're able to finish. So really have to defend away from the ball. This kid Rawls really does it all.
Kudos to John Rosser, the Sterling grad, putting a great team together over there in Pine Hill.
Well, we were talking to him before the game. He said his big emphasis is them playing the game the right way, but more importantly, be good people. There's a couple kids, younger kids, who got a couple Fs. They're not able to play, but he said that's the type of culture that he's trying to establish over there, and he's really done a good job at it in a short period of time.
I forget who said it, but they call them student athletes for a reason.
Sure.
You're a student first, and then the athlete second, because it's a got to hit the books before you hit the court.
Yep. You see Jimmy Zingaro coming over there with the help defense and got body.
First foul on Jimmy Zingaro with 2.9 remaining. As Haywood hits the first. And the second. 4 points for David Haywood. Sterling with one shot at the buzzer. The clock did not start, but it's not going to matter, as Sterling gets outscored in that quarter 23-10. We'll get off to a quick break, come back with the next quarter action right here. Live coverage, Sterling preseason basketball right here on Channel 19. Welcome back to preseason scrimmage action right here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz. from Sterling High School, some brand new, fresh equipment we got a chance to play around with. We're talking to Johnny Wiggles via Skype from the North Pole. We've got you with the telestrator, high-def cameras. We're linked into a live link into the scoreboard as you take a look at last year's Colonial Liberty standings. It gives us a chance to reflect as the JV team hits the floor here. You look at Haddonfield on top there, 25-5, 15-1 overall, and then the world stopped. And really stopped a phenomenal season by both Haddon Heights and Haddonfield. And
Heights beat Haddonfield in the game last year. Always a thrilling game when those two teams get together. But Haddonfield, you thought they were going to have a down year last year, but we should know better with them losing 4 starters from the previous year. But really just hit the ground running and had an outstanding season. West Deptford was still a very good team. And then you see Sterling at 500, followed by Collingswood and Audubon, an improving team towards the end of the year and actually beat Sterling. But that's what I'm talking about. Sterling was 500, but they had a very tough division right there. And Overbrook obviously had an outstanding year at 21-6, 13-3 in the conference, followed by Lindenwold, Haddon Township, Paulsboro, Woodbury, and Gateway rounding things out. So, and Overbrook has 3 returning starters from that team. So.
Yeah, the one thing that you're not going to see in this year's standings in the Colonial Patriot is Overbrook, as they've moved over to the Tri-County Conference, so they're going to see the likes of Highland, Triton, Cumberland, Salem,
Gloucester.
Kingsway.
I'm talking about Gloucester's Stars.
So it's a very, very different look for the Overbrook Rams team. They move out of the Colonial and into the Tri-County, which I believe that they were in back a number of years ago. They were still in Tri-County. And then they realigned everything. And you can check out clips from this game on YouTube, youtube.com/Sterling TV19. You might be watching us live on YouTube right now because of the lack of fans here. So I think the emphasis on our broadcast, we got to sharpen our pencils here a little bit. We got to be real sharp this year.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing to have because obviously, with the limitations. And we always say, even if people can't make it to the game, they're at work, they can watch it.
Yep.
Watch it on their phone. So it just gives more people opportunities to see their kids play, which is a good thing, obviously.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, the season will kick off on January 26th. And that will open the regular season schedule, and everybody will stick to a all-Colonial Conference home and away schedule this year, which is going to be very competitive. This is one of the more competitive conferences in all of South Jersey.
Yeah.
And, you talk about this boys team, new coach on the girls' side as well. Coach McDonald coming back into the fold after a 4 or 5 year hiatus.
Talked to Tim McDonald coming in here, and boy, he said they're real excited having the girls come in, a lot of good young players, and mixing with some of the veteran players, and really is looking for a lot of good things from the girls this year.
Look at some of the packages here from some of the highlights from that first half. The varsity half, we'll call it. Javon Johnson had 2 points. Jimmy Zingaro, a pair. 7 points for Antoine Arnett, a bucket from Mike Ermel, and a 3 from Andrew Tummings. And that was it for Sterling in that first half, as they were outplayed really by Overbrook. And they got outscored 38-19.
Well, and I think the difference was Overbrook hit from the outside, and when you're able to do that, you spread the floor out and give credit to them. They took advantages with good drives to the basket. Not only that, drives to the basket that Sterling eventually adjusted, had the help defense come over, but they found people away from the ball. So it was a real solid first half from Overbrook. Sterling made their mistakes, but everything I see in this first half is definitely fixable, and it's just a matter of working together.
So we'll get off to a quick break. We're going to learn about the people behind the scenes that make us look and sound good. We'll get off to a quick break. Come back right after this.
Important as ever. And these are the people taking on this important job. We do important stuff for live coverages, home and away, recordings for your family, and college scouting. Important stuff, isn't it? But we need people to help with this important stuff. Who might that person be? Why, to make it simple, you. If you're interested, find Mr. K in room 201 to join the tech crew today.
Kevin, with everything going on, the tech crew does such a great job. They're here early. There were some late football games that we had in the fall that ran really, really late. We got out of here really, really late, and they're there cleaning up all the stuff. We happen to just be able to help out a little bit, but they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and they do a phenomenal job. So if you are interested in tech crew, please contact Mr. K. Hit him up in teams. Go to 201. Contact any one of us, and we will definitely – I know my son is involved now, so that's awesome.
Good. That's good.
Getting him involved so the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, and you talked.
John, I just, let's bring it over to you because, I mean, you're part of the tech crew when you're not with us. What's it like for you? What drew you into tech crew initially when back in your freshman year?
Honestly, I just always wanted to do this. This is what I wanted to do for a career. It's a dream job and all. And it's really good to understand all what goes through on, like, you see the NFL, NHL, and MLB, and how really good insight to see how they do it.
Is you get a front row ticket and a backstage pass. That's how I sell it to the people that I've recruited, including my son, who's now helping out in the truck with Mr. K. And if you like sports, so even if you don't know sports, you just kind of like the especially the high def aspect of everything. So we got plenty of new gizmos, which is a lot of fun.
Schulz' favorite toy now.
I'm trying. We just gotta. Like I said, this was good to have this little warm up where we can kind of get used to things and get the timing down.
So what we're going to look at now is a shot that we have that I am actually controlling as we speak. So you can actually, this is part of our new technology. And if I can actually flip this around, and you can,
there we go.
Look at this guy.
There you go.
And then you can go to us. I think the other view is much better.
Yeah, keep it off us.
So that's just one of our new gizmos and gadgets.
We get less easier on the eyes with.
Yeah, I think our ratings just dropped when it went to me. Not as much you, Schulze.
They're running and screaming.
So this is the first ever time that we've actually broadcast a JV game. We've done 8th grade games. We've done varsity games. We've never done a JV game. And, due to the circumstances, we are, covering JV this time. So JV's getting some love here on YouTube. And this is a good opportunity here, Schulze, for the coaches to get a look at some of those fringe players that might be making an impact. And you talk about the 6-man a lot, like those bench players in depth in any sport, really. And this is where, you're trying to – this is the farm team, so to speak.
Well, depth, not only depth, but starting spots. There's a lot open here, opportunities for playing time on the varsity level for the Sterling team. And Coach Barringer's just trying to put some different pieces in and figure out what pieces work. We talked about Coach Rosser. He's got 3 returning starters, so he kind of knows they're penciled in. And, he's looking at the back end there. But, if you play well, you can score, you can defend. There's going to be a spot for you on this Sterling starting lineup.
Foul down low. And it will be an opportunity for Overbrook to head to the line. Left the first one short. But a lot of really new. It's a new year. It's a new Channel 19. We're excited. We've been talking about this for weeks, and I'm sure Mr. K is in the truck completely nerding out and is excited to get this thing started. And again, we can't say enough about the job that he's done getting this whole thing going, and we're excited too because it's a great look. I mean, even from where we're sitting right here, we've got a bunch of different cameras in different areas.
I felt like he was over here nonstop.
Well, yeah. You didn't see the tent and the mattress that he had in his office?
And Andrew Kane, too. Andrew Kane, we talk about tech crew guys. Andrew Kane, on his own time, came over here and really helped out, too.
Gotten a lot of help from the community and a lot of help from administration to make this happen. And, we're, let's say we've always been one of the premiers in South Jersey in covering the high school sports. And, I think now even more so with the fancy graphics, and now we're, instead of it looking so grainy and whatnot, I know when we go to West Deptford, they've got a great setup on their campus. Their setup is unbelievable. So I think the ability to broadcast sports now remotely is even more emphasized with everything going on. So cool opportunity here for some of the fans who might not be able to get out of work or are at home, and you can watch this from the comfort of your living room.
And not to mention, some of the parents of those JV players get to watch their kids play.
Good point, John. That wouldn't normally happen.
Yeah. Now, I want to be clear in then saying that this is I don't think we're going to be covering the JV games normally on the 26th.
Today it's a good.
But this is a good opportunity, at least today, because I believe JV will be playing before the varsity game, still prior to the varsity game. But so still plenty of time to get some tech crew members involved. So if you are interested, you're at home and you're checking us out on YouTube, feel free to stop by. Find myself, Mr. Schulz, Mr. K, or any one of the tech crew members, and we will definitely get you involved because it is a ton of fun. Put your time in, and you get to see some really great. We've called some great moments. I mean, we got to call the girls basketball championship here a number of years ago, which was not even arguably, it was the best gym environment I've ever seen in my entire life.
No doubt about it.
And we talk about that a lot. The school spirit that we had, just the atmosphere. There was just something electric about it. And granted, we won the championship, and that was a nice little icing on the cake. But nonetheless, it was more packed in here than it was for a graduation.
Well, you could see right from the get-go in that game the impact that the crowd had on Haddonfield. It was pretty evident.
And speaking of Haddonfield, one of the games that's been on replay a lot on Channel 19 is the Sterling game, playoff game where they went to Haddonfield and beat Haddonfield thanks to Marvin Jones, who absolutely exploded in that game.
Yep.
And that was Sterling was on their way to the South Jersey Group 2 title game where they ran into a absolute buzzsaw in Medford Tech.
You knew in the first 5 minutes that we weren't winning that game. They had, I guess, an AAU team, a lot of one-and-dones there. A couple players went Division I, high-level Division I. And, boy, they were one of the best high school teams I've seen in a long time.
And even that Sterling team was really good.
No question
really,
about
really
it.
good team. But we just, sometimes you just run into a better squad here. And, it was, you could have played that team 10 times and you would have lost 10 times. They were that good.
Yeah, and they even had a great bench. And nobody really knew much about them.
Yep.
So going into the game, you figured Sterling had it. We were like, who's this Medford Tech? And especially since Sterling was playing so well.
And the momentum coming off of beating Colonial Conference rival Haddonfield at Haddonfield. And Marvin Jones had 2 or 3 emphatic dunks in that game. You guys got a chance to call that game. We were with the radio crew doing the girls' game. And those games started, I believe, one was at 4 and one was at 5:30 or something like that. It was crazy where we had to kind of divide and conquer that day.
And that was a long time coming because many times prior to that, Haddonfield just always seemed to have our number, as they still do. But we just did the right things that night to come away with a big semifinal win.
And that was probably the best team that Sterling, boys team, that they've had since that time.
Yeah, you had Marcus Taylor, Jerry Krisman,
Yep.
Just an outstanding backcourt duo that you could see them. They played as freshmen, sophomore, and really grown. Really kind of really got things going, I felt, midway through their junior year, and just came short of making the playoffs that year. I felt like they could have made a run.
I believe Devin Tootin on that team as well. 1,000-point scorer here at Sterling.
A younger player.
On his way to a 1,225-point career here at Sterling. So what you're watching right now is some JV time. Sterling leading this one 6-5.
There you see Jumbo in the game. Big body down low.
And lost a shoe.
Speaking of football players, Rob, you had mentioned Jameer Richardson. We saw
Yep.
him out. He was out here playing, was able to finish on the drive to the basket. As you look at Jumbo going up for the rebound right there. An interesting player coming out, hadn't played in a few years, but Sterling needs, you saw them getting out rebounded by Overbrook, and he's somebody who could potentially, with his body, his size, help you out as a defender and a rebounder down in the low post.
And he was such a force on the football field this year, especially the latter part of the year. Sterling, tough year on the football field this year, obviously with a really, really tough schedule. One of the, when they switched the schedule around, we're like, okay, this is workable. But some of the teams that we ran into, just the Paulsboro game was tough.
And we were shorthanded.
And shorthanded on top of it. So, in West Deptford, obviously.
Yeah, last couple years, the schedule's been really, for a Group 2 schedule, it's as tough as it's going to get.
But the way that sports are working right now, obviously you have basketball in session right now. I believe cheer is allowed to start right now. They just started their practices and their tryouts and whatnot. Swim coming up shortly. And then wrestling, I believe, March 1st, I believe I heard.
Yes, that's what I heard. Talked to a couple kids today. They were saying March 1st.
And some of the schools actually doing an outdoor match where they're going to put the wrestling mats on the football field. I think it's Gateway in West Deptford. Yeah. What a cool look that's going to be if they can pull it off. And I think that's going to be sometime, I believe, in April. And it's good. It's a weird time because what you're going to have is you're going to have a bunch of sports that are all playing at the same time, but not traditionally when they should be playing.
Right.
Girls volleyball still has yet to play.
Right.
And they've been moved to that winter B session. And then you've got the spring sports on top of that. So, I mean, if you're a female athlete, student athlete, you got a chance to get yourself 4 varsity letters in 1 year, which is kind of cool.
Play that additional sport. And it's good because, backing things up. And it also backs up at the end of the year where baseball can play into June now.
Yeah.
And before usually everything was finished up. If you didn't make the playoffs by like mid to late May. So you kind of had that flexibility, and it's great that they're taking full advantage of it and giving these kids an opportunity to play.
Hopefully by the spring things have leveled off a little bit more. With the weather starting to get nice, it's finally starting to feel like winter. We've got some snow showers here today. Looked like a blizzard out there a little earlier. None of it sticking to the ground, obviously, but we haven't had much of a winter in the last couple years.
No. I think they said next week it's going to start to get colder.
Tuesdays it's supposed to snow, I've heard.
John's our weather forecaster there.
You know what they'll do is they'll wait for it. And traditionally, you see a 3-pointer here from Sterling. Sterling leading this one 13-6.
I also believe that Sterling has a new JV coach.
Yeah, new whole coaching changes. That's Mr. Jason Shivers, the bench boss over there, and leading Overbrook right now 13-6 with just about 30 seconds left to play here in this third quarter. So the JV squad getting an opportunity here to get some reps. As it's the first time we've ever done a scrimmage here on Channel 19, which is different, but we've this is a practice time for us as well with all of our new brand new toys that Santa brought us.
Yep. we're getting it down. The first couple games are going to be an adjustment, but that's what happens when you got to play with the new toys and learn how to use them.
I'll tell them that you like them.
Yeah, thank you, John. John reporting via Skype from the North Pole. And the third quarter comes to an end. Sterling wins that quarter 13-6. We'll get off to a quick break, come back. Fourth quarter action right here on Channel 19.
Anton Fields there coming on, showing a little bit of an outside shot and the ability to drive and plays defense out on the perimeter, does a little bit of everything. And obviously they go as far as he goes, but right now, as we said, Coach Barringer's working on the supporting cast that's going to be around him.
Really, really talented player is Antoine Arnett, senior. Probably getting a bunch of different looks from different schools at this point, and it's kind of a weird year, but he will be the next 1,000-point scorer. Yep. Very, very early on into the season, and joining a good list of players that in the past who have joined him. More notably, we talked about Noah Sire. Did that back in 2019 with 1,001, but you look at some of the names on there. I mean, Ernest Turner obviously is the one that stands out with over 2,800 points. But more recently, we talked about Devin Tootin, Art Ellis, who was helping coach here for a little while, and Chris Rowe, who kind of gets lost a little bit in there because he was such just a good player, a real quick, outstanding player.
Talent.
But obviously, you talked about Ernest Turner. Shows that you were being a local resident. You got a chance to see him play.
Saw him a few times, and just a complete player, and came right in as a freshman and was outstanding. Just I know Mr. K still plays some of those games when they beat Gloucester. It was either the Group 2 South Jersey Finals or the semifinals. Not sure, Mr. K, you could help me out with that. So it was the championship game for Group 2 in South Jersey in '99. There you see Coach Barringer. And Rob, we were saying he's just looking at the different pieces that he has here. Already, obviously, a presence in the building and knows all these kids. Now he's just obviously getting a closer look and just trying to fit the pieces around Anton Arnett. And it's definitely a challenge with only having 3 days to get things going. And you see a good shot by our cameraman, Rob Strauss, on the ground right there. Getting a great shot. So he doubles as this is multitasking 101 from Rob Strauss.
Listen, I am a man of many talents.
We're going to see.
There's some of our.
There's Brian, freshman coming in, doing an unbelievable job on the camera in football.
And well, hopefully Sterling comes out with this is some good information about the team and how they're going to have to play. How
Arnett. Just in and out, no good. Rebound over to Rawls.
Good job by Anton Arnett and Javon Johnson, both defending down on the low post, collapsing down on Rawls.
So we'll see what kind of adjustments Sterling has made, as they were outplayed in that first 2 quarters, getting doubled up by the Rams. 38-19. 38-19. And the bucket is good from Tummings.
Boy, that's an outstanding play by Tummings, and it wasn't a lapse in defense. He was hounded by Rawls, and then you saw Kenny Janico coming over, defending, but just hit it high off the glass.
Blocking foul on Ermel. Thought it could have been a travel there before that, but we'll see if we can take another look at it, and Mr. Schulz will get a chance to play with his, see if he can get a chance to play with his fancy new pen.
Here's our new toy here as we look at the foul shooter. Jalen Hornsby taking the shot. And we're just getting used to the timing of this and getting everything down and working out the kinks here, or at least I am. The kinks have been worked out technically.
Listen, coming up in fall 2021, I'm going to call it right now, is Arnett. Nice feed down low.
Yeah, what a look there. And if we could eventually get a replay of that, what a look there by Jimmy Zingaro.
Picked off by Javon Johnson.
Arnett was wide open with that shot.
Another wide open look for Arnett, who slams it home for 2, and a timeout by Coach Rosser.
Well, a couple things are happening there. You're seeing Jimmy Zingaro finding Arnett, and Arnett is doing a much better job at getting to those open areas on the floor.
And you can see Coach Barringer on the floor here. Coaching up. Coach, even though Arnett throws the bucket down, still getting some instruction from Coach Barringer. Very animated. And just as good as a coach he is, he's a phenomenal person, and a phenomenal teacher, and just a great human being he is, and couldn't be happier for him. As our next game will be tomorrow. Game time set for approximately 3:30 against the Rams of Gloucester Catholic coming into the Castle. For the girls only scrimmage, there'll be the comeback, if you will, for Coach Kate McDonald.
Yeah, we talked earlier. They're excited about having a nice mix of younger players and veterans, and younger players who know how to play the game well are coming in, with a good basketball aptitude, and it's going to only get better under their tutelage, under Coach McDonald's tutelage.
The big absence that you won't see on the floor, obviously, LaTanya Berry graduated last year, finishes her phenomenal career, over 1,200 points for her.
Well, that's one thing you had for a few years there, was a dominating low post presence with LaTanya Berry and Marley Sire that you're not going to have this year, but you're going to have younger low post players who are going to develop into something like that. So that'll be fun to watch.
Juanico hits another 3, and an impressive outing for Kenny Juanico with 10 points. As a strong rebound there by Devin Johnson. A foul line. He's going to back it out, and he's being hounded there by Ermel and Johnson. And no call. Juanico again for 3, leaves that one short. Rebound to Ermel.
I got the previous 3, of course. That Wilk Sterling got out there defensively and made it a little bit tougher on Juanico.
And whistle on the floor. And they're going to get a double foul here. Must have been a battle down low. I believe they got Rawls on the first one. So the Rawls or Javon Johnson. We'll have to figure it out nonetheless. Double foul.
Sterling right now running their half-court set, and that's one thing that, again, they really have to get down. You didn't see the crisp ball movement, but that's going to come with practice. And I know Coach Barringer is just going to stay on it until they get it down. Good trapping defense there.
3 on the way is left short. Javon Johnson with the rebound. Jimmy Zingaro pushing forward, 1 on 3. He's surrounded. He is now fouled. And they're saying he lost it out of bounds. Zingaro doesn't like the call.
Yeah, I thought he should have got the body. Let's see him as he goes up. Oh, it looked like the defender might have had position there.
Well, they're going to call an offensive foul on Zingaro.
Yeah, okay, they did call him. Okay.
Good look down low and a pump fake and a bucket. That's Devin Johnson again.
I tell you, I really like what Johnson does for them in the low post. I mean, you're talking about one of the smallest guys out there, but a good sense, a good knack for knowing what to do, pump faking, and how to react and know what's around him down in the low post in a tight area.
Javon Johnson, good fake, drive to the basket, and a left-handed lay-in is good for Javon Johnson, his first bucket since the first quarter.
And Rob, that's a big-time move. That's what we talked about Javon Johnson really maturing towards the end of last year on the offensive end and really feeling confident about driving the hole. You saw it right here, taking on a help defender, move it over to the other hand, and that's a big-time move that you only get with experience, and boy, he's really going to help them out this year.
Real pretty touch there by Javon Johnson. Arnett running the floor. Arnett all the way. Speaking of left hand, he's going to get it to drop there, and Antoine Arnett has 6 points in this third quarter.
And Arnett gets that because when he drives to the basket, there's always that chance that he's going to dish off, so they got to think of both of them. And Arnett just saw that little opening off to the left side, took advantage of it, and finished like only Arnett can.
Just under 3.5 remaining here in this, it says fourth quarter, but this is the third varsity quarter. As a long 3 in and out for the hot-handed Devin Johnson. And it's going to be a foul on Damian Rawls.
And you can see they're really looking for, as you look at Arnett right here, you see him drive to the hole right there and just slice through traffic.
Hometown roll there.
Yeah, that's a real good job. It shows you the type of player Arnett is and his ability to finish.
Johnson
Also another
for
very
3. Bounces around, no good. Good offensive rebound by Arnett, who puts it up and in. Antoine Arnett, 8 points here in this third varsity quarter, and he has 15 overall.
In a great sense of knowing where to go. Arnett was out on the perimeter, came down, and just read that bounce and was able to get that rebound. And, you know, rebounding has a lot to do with not only athletic ability to get up in the air, but also knowing where to go. You see him come over here, anticipate that he's going to get that high bounce off the rim, and he just follows right there. Just a dominating low presence there that Overbrook, once he gets the ball down low, really can't handle.
And he had position down low as well, so there's really nothing the defenders could do at that point. You don't want to give up the and one there. Arnett stops, pops, leaves it short. John Johnson with the cleanup duty. He has 6 points this afternoon, and a timeout by Coach Rosser and the Rams.
Now you see Arnett here with the shot. Good job of Johnson finding that open area down low, and good anticipation on that rebound.
So we'll get off to a quick break. 14-7 Sterling. It's the first quarter that they've won against the Rams. 2:19 remaining here in the fourth. welcome back to live action here from Sterling High School. Little preview of what we see here from our standpoint. We've got our notes, our preview screen, some of our gadgets here, and as we're trying to keep track of everything going on here on Channel 19, give you the broadcaster view. Pretty soon we're going to have cameras on us, like what we see and all that stuff. We've cut to the in football. I know we cut to that camera in the press box every now and again.
That's the Andrew Kane cam.
Yes.
He just knows how that works. And
in a normal situation, in a normal scenario, we can have multiple cameras from multiple angles. Right now, we're kind of limited, obviously, to what we can do.
We're
but
missing the camera in the stands too. We had a couple of them.
It's a different look. Even Coach Rosser, who went here, obviously graduated in 09, said it's a different feel in this place. All the bleachers are back. Yeah. Everybody's spread out. It's just kind of he's like, I feel like we're here splitting the gym for a practice.
Yeah. Now you notice it right when you walk in.
Yep.
You're 100% right on that.
But I will say this, it's coming in here for the first day of practice, just walking through the building and then seeing just some of the fresh faces in school. It's really great to see the kids back in, and even though you're not seeing all of them, you see an and one here situation for this is what you see. Yep. Bleachers are back. Usually you got the cheerleaders here, you've got some room for the fans here, you've got concessions and all sorts of.
You forget how much room the bleachers take up till you see something like this.
Yeah, it's wide open in here.
And not mention the atmosphere of sometimes these big games. You speak of the Haddonfield games. That you remember the playoff games 2 years ago where the band was in here in the gym.
Everybody's adapting to this different scenario here, and I think everybody, and I can speak from a head coaching standpoint, how great it is just to be back and even to have a season and even to participate in sports after everybody's been kind of cooped up for most of 2020, as Ermel fires from three and hits his first three of the game, and only Sterling's third three of the night. Sterling winning this quarter 17-10 so far. And another strong take to the basket from Sterling. Mostly Antoine Arnett here has 8 of Sterling's 19 points, and they're going to call a jump ball. But coming into this season, Antoine Arnett's the feature player here, for sure, as Mike Ermel, and you can see hitting the three here. But it's nice to have those role players on the team like Mike Ermel, who you can trust hitting the long-range shot and control the offense.
Well, that's what they need. If they can get somebody, you talk about playing time, who can hit that outside shot, that'll open up more room for guys like Arnett to operate.
Kozaneski with 12 seconds remaining, backs it out to Zingaro, 10 remaining. Zingaro. Spin move at the foul line. He's in trouble. Finds Ermel again. Same spot. Different result. And stripped away from Ermel. And does not allow Overbrook to get one last shot off the hands of Damian Rawls. And Sterling wins their first quarter of the night. Varsity quarter. They win their own 19-10. We'll get off to a quick break. Come back with yet another quarter here from Channel 19 preseason basketball. And welcome back to Sterling High School. We're going to go back to another varsity session here. One more varsity quarter for them, and then the JV guys will come in for a couple quarters as well. And this is one of our new gadgets, as I am actually controlling this. I'm playing cameraman and broadcaster at the same time.
Good steady hand. I'm
See,
impressed.
come on now.
Look at you.
That's why they pay me the big bucks here, Schulze. Multifaceted. We can put these iPads all over the place, and then a three-pointer by Jalen Hornsby, who's scored in every single quarter for the varsity squad.
That's one thing you've seen consistent from Overbrook is the outside shooting, and it just leads to them being able to do a lot of things with the drives to the basket.
Rawls all the way. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. It's amazing how quick. And now you got some pushing and some shoving. You're going to have some sort of technical foul here, and that is not going to make Coach Rosser very happy.
Well, he's going to get defended. Rawls is definitely going to get some tough defense on him, especially with his ability to drive to the basket, take on bodies, and just has a knack for getting himself to the free throw line.
Doesn't look like they called a technical, as Ermel got into a shoving match there with Rawls. And cooler heads have prevailed, I believe. And I don't think they called a technical. It's just going to be the free throws for Rawls, and this is his first trip to the line tonight, and he's 1 for 2.
Boy, that's amazing. That's being his first trip to the line with all the time he's had the ball in his hand and his drives to the basket.
10
traffic in a lot of cases.
10 points in the first quarter, and that's his first points since then.
Okay.
Arnett fouled. Again, we'll have a game for you tomorrow. Same time, same place, different opponent, and different team. Girls team going to take the floor tomorrow, taking on Gloucester Catholic. Approximate start time 3:30. 4:30 Halifax time.
And Gloucester Catholic, obviously, year in and year out, one of the top programs in South Jersey. And they've been in school the whole time, so I think they might have some extra practice over Sterling, but a good test and a good experience playing against that type of talent.
Well, if you're only going to get one scrimmage, you might as well make it a good one and get ready for Haddonfield. And you've got Keegan Douglas, who is just committed to Loyola, a phenomenal player for Haddonfield, and is also a first-team all-conference soccer player as well.
Yeah,
just a phenomenal athlete. Coach Rosser, class of 2009 here for Sterling. As Juanico rattles one home. Juanico, good night out of him. 11 points, really lit it up there in that second quarter.
Yeah, low post presence, but also he's no stranger to shooting from the outside like we've seen a lot of these Overbrook guys.
Apparently he can shoot free throws too. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Final varsity quarter here for Sterling. And a pair of quarters coming up for JV. After this, we'll carry that for you right here on Channel 19. Give us a chance to test out some of our new toys and shake the rust off. This is our first broadcast in this gym since February of last year.
Yeah, you see Arnett going baseline right there. Just didn't get fouled hard, but it got enough.
Fouled by Devin Johnson, his first. Trying to find Jaden Johnson down low, or Javon Johnson, excuse me, down low. And Tummings just a little too strong.
And that's going to be a play when there's traffic that Tummings is going to draw traffic his way. Javon Johnson's going to be open. And I think once they get that down, that's a play that's going to work for them a lot because obviously they need more offense from players other than Arnett.
There you see the foul again. You see Coach McDonald there. Just going to hang out in the corner and get ready for tomorrow. She's taking this floor tomorrow, and she has a South Jersey Group 2 championship under her belt from several years ago, and we mentioned that game earlier. And What a game that was, and what a great moment for her, because she was always a bridesmaid for a couple years. Couldn't quite get over that hump. Ran into Lauren Holden down in Lower Cape May, who was an absolute cannon. And that was a tough game, because we played her about as tough as you could play that girl, and it brought it to overtime, and then she took over in overtime, and that was the end of that.
One of the most phenomenal individual efforts I think I've ever seen on either boys or girls side. But yeah, I mean, they won one championship, but with a few breaks here or there, could have won a couple more.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. But it makes the one that you get that much sweeter when you finally get it.
Absolutely.
And I think to have the foul here as Arnett goes down. Good sportsmanship there by Overbrook.
And Rob, here you see a veteran move, but Arnett waits for the defender to get up in the air, then goes up, knows that's what he has to do to draw the foul, and gets himself to the free throw line.
And again, Arnett, one of those seniors that's going to be a big voice for Sterling.
Some fresh new graphics. As Mr. K and company did a whole video shoot, which will premiere probably. Andrew Kane as well, doing a great job with some of the video and the lighting and we'll tease it, but we won't unveil it until the season opener, obviously. But it came out real sharp, so you're gonna definitely want to tune into that. Let's see if we can get a pre-season outlook show between you and I, Schulze. Maybe we can break down the Colonial Conference, some of the schedule.
I'm game.
I'm down. We'll get Johnny Hallwood from the North Pole if he's done taking down his Christmas decorations. You got to put the Valentine's Day stuff up. Come on, John. And then you got to have the St. Patrick's Day stuff ready to go. You got to have that stuff on standby.
I don't think I have any of that stuff.
Rawls gets himself to the line again. John, have you made any progress on the tree? Did you get the star off?
No, it's still up.
All right, that's good.
You have a ladder. You got to get a ladder. I don't want your parents to walk out and find you on the floor with the Christmas tree on top of you.
Very full, lots of sap.
Yeah.
Zingaro tries to drive, and has it tapped away from him. Sterling quick on the ball movement there, but Johnson open. Long range 2 is good. Javon Johnson has scored in 3 of the 4 quarters he's played in. He has 8.
Well, he has to hit from the outside because they're giving him room. And when they play off you like that, you've got to take advantage of it. More importantly, you have to make it count because that's going to bring the defenders out on you. And they're looking, again, for Javon Johnson to bring things to the table, more things to the table from an offensive standpoint this year.
So
something he did more of, again, as they got to the latter part of last year.
Timeout Overbrook with 4:59 remaining here in the 4th quarter. And as we mentioned earlier, our next game will be tomorrow, the 21st, against Gloucester Catholic. The girls team going to come in here, do the exact same thing. And that game will be live on Channel 19 or via YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Sterling TV 19. We'll have that for you. Johnny Wiggles.
We still have our star hanging out up there.
Yep. So what should he take down
Jump
first?
Up and get it.
What does he have to take down first? I mean, let's be safe about this.
Well, first, if you go for the star, you've got to pull out the plug. So make sure, and don't have a bottle of water because if the water hits the electricity, John might explode.
Safety first, John. Strong drive to the basket here for Overbrook. And going to the line is going to be Hornsby. He's 3 of 4 from the line tonight.
And we've seen that a couple times from Hornsby. Whether it connects or not, he's got that good little lateral move in close. And when a defender is trying to draw the foul, they're still, And if you can do that, especially at that last second, it's going to free up, especially if there's no other help defender there, and put you in a position to either score or get to the free throw line.
So under 4.5 remaining here in this fourth varsity quarter. Tummings for three, no good. Rebound to Overbrook, and off they come. Here comes Rawls. Rawls, nice look, and blocked away was Haywood. And Arnett in transition with the easy bucket.
Did we get a replay of that last one on the defensive end, what Strong did? When you get a chance, no hurry.
10-6 Overbrook here, under 4 minutes to play here in this fourth varsity quarter. A little different format if you just joined us. The varsity plays 2, JV plays 2, and then varsity finishes their 2, and then JV plays 2. Long three off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound, 2 in a row for the Rams. Hornsby in the corner, backs it out for Rawls. Rawls going to get a screen from Juanico. Overbrook in no rush here. But a nice drive to the basket by David Haywood. His first bucket since the second quarter, and he has 6.
Yeah, Strong had to help defense come over, but just got over there a little bit late, and Haywood was able to just slither through that little window of opportunity. We're going to look here at that last drive right here. And, you know, part of when you see other teams, right, you saw this away from the ball right over here. Part of you know, other teams coming down the hole and anticipating somebody to pass to is the anticipation on defensive end. And you saw that from Sterling right there with Johnson.
Juanico fouled.
You said it right there. Jaden Johnson's a very good defensive player. We saw him last year, able to change a game real fast. I go back to the Collingswood game, is where he made a big impact on defensively, able to get the ball away from Collingswood players, and then, of course, able to score the game-winning 3.
Yeah, John, that was a perfect example of having multiple bench guys come off the bench and help out both defensively and offensively. Johnson had the three-point shot that won it for Sterling.
John, didn't you call that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
John did an outstanding job that game. And I think we were down. With a minute left, might have been down by like 5 or 6. It was an unbelievable comeback.
It was a very good comeback for Sterling.
Nice shot there by Hornsby. He's had a real nice fourth frame here. 8 points, 16 overall for Jalen Hornsby. And this is a really well-balanced Overbrook team, Kevin.
And you saw, again, on the defensive end, talk about things Strong can patch up, is giving Hornsby a little bit too much room down there in the low post.
Zingaro frustrated as he couldn't hit that layup and tries to get back on defense. And luckily for Sterling, Overbrook not able to convert, and now it's in the hands of Arnett. Arnett drives to the hoop. He's fouled. No, it's going to be on the floor before the shot, obviously.
And this is a good play because you know Arnett's demand. You see the defense leaning over to stop him. And I think when you look at Arnett, he's a kid where you need balance in having him dish the ball off, but at the same time, being the go-to guy, there's certain times you have to have a little selfishness about you. And sometimes I think he's a little too unselfish. But, you know, again, that's something you kind of get with experience. And
Zingaro, no good. Again on this drive to the basket. He's starting to get frustrated, I think. And Overbrook turns it right back over to Ermel. Ermel trying to connect with streaking Sterling player to the basket. No good. Rebound over to Overbrook with 95 seconds remaining here in the final varsity frame.
Again, you said Zingaro is getting frustrated. You don't want one of your players to get frustrated. They start going to make bigger mistakes than these tiny ones. And You got to try to make
Hornsby again having himself a real strong quarter as Arnett, as quickly as I can say that, is answering back. Arnett has scored in every single quarter. Easily the best player on the floor tonight for Sterling.
Yeah, Arnett just getting ahead of the pack, and they're definitely looking for him. But, boy, Hornsby, we talked about previously when he scored, had space, but there he made his own space with putting the body on it. You see Zingaro going ahead of the pack and getting the pass to Anton Arnett, who finishes easily. Anton Arnett, it's exciting to be able to look ahead and know we're going to see him in his senior year. Can really do a little bit of everything. Can shoot, drive to the basket, run the floor, can defend.
21 points tonight for Antoine Arnett, and he's going to hit 1,000. There's 1,000. Unless something crazy happens, and he's really close. I believe he's around 40 or 50 points away from 1,000.
I knew it was close.
He's real close. Yeah. Zingaro for 3, no good. Overbrook with the rebound, but it's going to stay here as it goes off of Devin Johnson with 47.9 remaining here in the fourth.
So who has the most points over 1,000?
What was
You
that?
have Ernest Turner.
Ernest Turner.
Yeah, he's got over 2,000.
Which is incredible if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that means you're starting every single game from your freshman year and scoring about 30 a game.
Kate McDonald also has over 2,000, correct?
I believe you're right on that.
Yeah. Just
2,000
unbelievable player, unbelievable coach.
2,090 total points for then Kate Schmid.
Yep. Overbrook right now just kind of slowing things down, and they're going to end this one up. Have to feel pretty good about what they were able to do coming in here, and it definitely looked like a little more of the veteran team.
So Coach Behringer is going to talk to his varsity squad, bring them into the room, and your final score in this quarter was 18-8 in favor of the Rams. The only quarter they did not win was the third quarter, in which was the Antoine Arnett show. And so you see Coach Behringer there having a head coach meeting there. The only time that these two teams will meet, because Sterling going to play only a Colonial Conference schedule. Not only that, but they also moved Overbrook to the Tri-County Conference.
Right, and we have Gloucester High School in here. So
we'll get a chance to see Gloucester for the first time in a while. So we have JV action coming up here. 2 quarters of JV coming up shortly right here on Channel 19. We'll be back right after this.
Nick Rattano, one of our outstanding Channel 19 camera guys. There you see Mr. Strauss panning over there, getting a good view of everything.
Here's our crowd.
Our announcer booth camera, we'll call it.
This is
learning over there.
This is our view from where we are sitting. Obviously, we mentioned earlier that the bleachers are all down, and we have absolutely no fans here. But it's a cool view to be able to do this. Some of our new technology is up in those rafters right there. The cameras that you can. There's one of them, and the other one, which is brand new to us. See if I can. Is right up there, and
that's a remote cam.
A remote camera. And we have a student doing that back in the TV studio. It's actually mounted on the wall.
Wow.
Which is really great. So I believe that's Chris Burdash back in the studio.
Good job, Chris.
Doing a great job.
Chris, one of our expert analysts on the wrestling broadcast.
So typically, we won't do JV games, but because we have kind of like the perfect storm here of a COVID scenario, obviously, with no fans, and we have some new equipment, and we wanted to try it out before. This is our scrimmage, too.
Yep.
As it is for the officials and the scorekeepers and the time clock operators and everything. And, I got into a discussion the other day, and this is something that we can talk about here during the JV game, the need for a high school shot clock. And I was trying to explain to a friend of mine, I said, there's a lot more involved than just having a shot clock. I mean, each school's got to purchase 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Or 4 in our case, because we have 2 gyms. And then you need somebody to operate that. And it's a whole nother ball of wax.
A lot of money, yep.
And then there's just the strategic side of it as well. There's the theory that the no shot clock in high school basketball keeps the lesser teams in a game.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side of the coin. Does it get the players who are going to play at the next level, whether it's JUCO or D3 or D2, D1, whatever, does it get them ready for the shot clock era?
Yeah, I think it gets really brought up a lot more when you have one of those extreme games where it's 5-3 at halftime or something like that, and it ends up being a 16-7 game, and it doesn't happen a whole lot, but like you said, for the lesser team, a lot of times it gives you an opportunity to kind of stay in the game.
So again, as we mentioned earlier, the girls will play Gloucester Catholic tomorrow here on this court. Same setup, I believe, is going to be the 2 varsity quarters followed by the 2 JV quarters, and then wash, rinse, repeat for that second half. And we'll have that here for you right here on Channel 19.
There you see them spreading things out a little bit here.
And what are you looking to? Where are you looking to go here, Schulze, on your telestrator? What are you looking to? What's the play here?
Well, you had a lot of area in here where you definitely, with pulling the ball out, were able to create space in there, and that's where you have to. I think you want guys in the low post to go to cut to, and obviously on the perimeter, that's the area where you want to look. You see right in here. We're right in here. Okay, a lot of opening right there.
And that's right where they went with it. So right on cue.
Yeah, and these guys, I think there's 2 things. As a ball handler, you want to anticipate what's going on away from the ball. And as somebody away from the ball offensively, you want to anticipate what's going to happen, where your space is going to be. Go to where your space is going to be. And get there. And that's the whole part of playing together and having good chemistry.
Nice behind the back pass down there from Overbrook. And
Real nice play.
Real nice looking, another nice pass. Can't convert this time, but the rebound falls right back into his hands and puts it up and in. We don't have the number or the names on some of these JV Overbrook players, but I tell you what, that's some nice passing right there from that young man.
And again, it's nice to see some of these JV players play, just because these are like your future Sterling players, Overbrook players that they're going to come over later on in the varsity games, and it's a nice thing to see how they'll play for their first JV minutes.
And you never know when your number is going to be called, and we say this a lot in football, especially. You got to be ready when your number's called. I don't think, and I'll harken back to the NFL this past weekend. I don't think Chad Henne thought he was going to see a snap at all this past weekend, but here he is in the fourth quarter of a semifinal of the AFC Championship.
Biggest play of the year for them.
Unbelievable play call on that 4th and 1 by Andy Reid.
Well, that, and then the play prior to that where he ran
for it, yeah.
Like 3rd and 14.
Nobody in the world thought he was going to run for that amount of yardage there. Chad Henne from Michigan. Take another look at the three-pointer here. And championship weekend here for the NFL. Who you got?
Well, now did they say Mahomes is going to?
I haven't heard word one about Mahomes. I mean, that's a Johnny Wiggles. Maybe Johnny Wiggles got the answer to everything.
You got to take.
What I've heard, they just said it was a nerve. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it is more likely that he will be playing in this conference championship game.
I can't imagine why he wouldn't be playing in this game.
But honestly, I think Bills will win this. Kansas City's defense hasn't been one of those things that are like, that's going to win another Super Bowl. And really, not even their offense has been on really didn't bother them themselves.
Yeah, I think with what Mahomes has done throughout his young career, you really have to like him in a game like this, if in fact he's going to play.
8-7. And kind of back and forth turnovers here for this JV squad, but it's the only opportunity, if you're just joining us, for the boys team and the girls team to get a scrimmage against another team in before it matters next Tuesday.
You see the drive to the basket, but the defense coming over. One thing Sterling's doing from JV standpoint is giving themselves more space in the half-court set. You see, look at Overbrook right here going along the baseline. Now they're pulling the ball a little bit, but really kind of stay right close to that three-point line.
Speaking of three-point line, this one's left short, rebound to Sterling. And with under 3 to play here in this third JV quarter. Nice offensive rebound, count the basket and the foul.
I believe that was Jameer Richardson that shot that.
Yep. That's what we said. You know, he could be that extra guy as a senior. You know, just kind of, it's tough when you don't play a varsity sport for a few years and you come back. But as he gets into basketball shape, you saw the rebounding disparity between Overbrook and Sterling could really use him down in the low post.
And the guy that we use a lot of is Johnny Wiggles there, coming to us via Skype from the comfort of his house and joining us in our broadcast. One of our new.
Still's not got that.
Doesn't have the tree down. Pretty soon.
Of the star yet.
Our next break.
John, just jump up there.
We're going to break down. We're going to break this down in a couple minutes. Mr. Schulz is going to give you a step-by-step on what, safety-wise, to bring down first. And we have to do this the right way because it is January 20th, John. And Mr. Farr, who's chimed in behind us, is even said,
We'll
all right,
build
so
you a
let's-
ladder, John.
all right, so
here.
so we're gonna
Climb
build
up the ladder.
Get up the ladder. What do you got to take care of first? Like,
Okay.
what's the
Well,
first
before
thing?
you get up the ladder, you got to go down and take care of your of taking the plug out.
Yeah.
And again, don't spill your bottled water on the outlet. We don't want any explosions there, electrical explosions.
So then you go bulbs first.
Well, John's got to have. Oh,
And then well. All right, so assuming that the ladder's up there, we got the quick ladder up here. What comes down first?
well, he's got to take the star off after he gets all the
It's the last thing up with the
lights
first thing
out, takes
down,
the
right?
plug out. Yeah.
Right.
But that requires body balance. So, John, you've got to stand on one. We got to practice. Stand on 1 foot right now.
But I wonder if it's one of those all-encompassing.
Where do we go back to you, John?
One of those all-encompassing trees that you kind of just take right out of the box and it's already decorated for you.
That could be. That's a possibility. I might be telling something that's going
now
to end up ripping
look,
the tree apart.
See, he wants to get this thing. He wants to take this thing down.
John,
The big question is, John, when did you put this thing up? Are you one of those people that put this thing up like the day after Halloween?
before he gets up the ladder, you got to stand up. Stand up, John. Can you stand up and okay, we got it. No, get on one. Okay, get on one leg. You got to stand up. Stand up on just.
Yeah.
I want to see your body bounce. We want to test your body bounce. You got to pull him away from the tree a little bit here. There you go. Okay, we want to test your body bounce, John. Stand on one leg. Lift the other leg up. We want to see how far your body deviates from the center there. Okay. Oh, you're going this way a little bit. Go over this way. Go over the other way. All right, that's not bad, John. You stayed within the line, so I think you're good enough to go up the ladder.
Yeah, you've graduated. OSHA, it's fully compliant for OSHA. See, this is what happens when we get new toys.
That's right.
I mean,
play.
We got to play with new toys. It's like Christmas morning.
You guys having way too much fun over there.
John, when did you put the tree up? That's what I want to know.
Oh, man, I think I put the tree
If
up.
you can't remember, that's a problem. Like, that means that you put that thing up in, like the day after Halloween.
I think I did it like in the middle of November.
No, it's a violation. It's a
Yeah,
violation.
I'm the other way around. I'm the week before Christmas with the tree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a violation to put, and we might be losing viewers on this, but
Oh,
it's a
no.
violation to put Christmas decorations up before Thanksgiving is complete.
That tree's probably so dry right now. It's probably got smoke coming out of it. Let's see. Does that have smoke coming out of it, John?
No. It's one of the fake trees. It's not a real tree.
You gotta be careful.
Oh, yeah. Not to mention I got
There
the
we go.
ornament.
We got blue smoke
Uh-oh,
coming out of
that's
it.
never
John's a knight.
that's
man.
never a good thing.
Blue smoke coming out of there. Dr. Vespi, one of our former principals, would have loved that.
Yep. Anything blue and silver. Long three. We're gonna call that we're gonna call it a long two for Overbrook. All tied it up 11 with 30 seconds remaining here in this first JV quarter. One more on the way.
What we could do is on a play, I hope like if we could come back to it.
In transition,
Freeze
Overbrook.
so I can draw. I'll mention
And
to you, like, freeze it.
12.4
I can draw.
remaining on this
And then when I'm finished
third
drawing, then let
JV
it go.
quarter clock.
Okay. Yep. Okay. That's what we'll work on that in this last. We get to the last quarter here.
All tied up at 11 here in this third JV quarter. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Happy New Year. And it looks like, barring a bucket here at the very, very end, we're going to end this one all knotted up at 11. We'll see if this is the last quarter. Yeah, I think this might.
Is this it?
I believe this is the end of the contest here. The coaches are coming And Johnny Wiggles from the North Pole, a.k.a. His house. John, thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon here on a future broadcast. Thanks again for all of your input from home. We'll see you tomorrow, actually.
Great job, John.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take care of that tree. Take care of that tree.
You got his blue mustache right there.
Yep. You got it.
There we go.
Wait, we're trying to.
We have new toys, and but. So that this is well, first for us, covered some JV and varsity here on Channel 19. First broadcast of 2021. Next broadcast will be tomorrow. Girls team taking on Gloucester Catholic. Start time approximately 3:30. We got this one started around 3:45, 4 o'clock. So just stay tuned to our live feed, and we'll have that for you. For Johnny Wiggles, who's rocking out from the North Pole, our entire tech crew, Tad Kozaneski, Chris Burdash, and Andrew Kane, the entire team in there. For Kevin Schultz, I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you tomorrow, 3:30. Girls taking on Gloucester Catholic. We'll see you then. Good night.
So I just end the call there.